Hello, welcome back to the Dude Topics Podcast. This is episode 5 of the Dude Topics Podcast. Do you want me to answer your question or talk about a certain topic? Leave me a 5-star review with Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and I will answer them soon. Okay, so elephant in the room. First two elephants, really. I just recorded this and didn't hit the record button, so I'm doing this all over again. Totally cool, though, because I can fix all my mistakes of talking over myself. But real elephant in the room, this has been the longest break that I've really ever had with doing the podcast. It's legit been 6 months. It just was not a priority for me. Full disclosure. Do apologize though. Yeah, it just kind of slipped off that priority list. But I definitely have some things I want to talk about and get through that I would try normally maybe fit in like a normal video of just me playing video games and talking about stuff. But a lot of this stuff isn't necessarily worth of that. So I think combining everything and talking about it today makes perfect sense, and we'll put it in this podcast, and finally I can have one out there. Also, I do consider myself like a natural like optimist in the grand scheme of things, but this is a little bit of a bitch fest today. Apologies. So I want to apologize for that in advance. A couple of these topics are a little bit around that, but yeah. So that's it. So let's just jump into these things. All right, topic 1, Marvel Rivals. Okay, so uh, Marvel Rivals, since it's dropped, it has been amazing. I love it. I'm addicted to it. It's great. Even like when I have horrible games or bad games, it's still fun. To me, I can keep going. I can keep going until like I'm just ready to pass out because I'm so flippin' tired. But it's taken up probably like 99.99% of my gaming time since it dropped in December. I've maybe played 3 or 4 games since then for like a combined total of like 5 hours. Like legit, like every time I play games, it's just Marvel Rivals. So, which is great for me. Again, I've enjoyed it. It's just kind of a breath of fresh air type of thing, where it's not the same repeated stuff that I've been playing. So, I've been waiting for something new and different for me, and Marvel Rivals hit it. So, it was great. I had never really played hero shooters before this. I maybe had played 3 rounds of Overwatch, but I played plenty of like Call of Duty, first person shooters, third person shooters, whatever. I played tons of that stuff and previously, but as far as like Overwatch or like that hero shooter style, I just had never played it. And so this was, yeah, totally different for me. But now again, I didn't give Overwatch like a fair share, but it does sound like they're trying to make some changes to compete with Marvel Rivals, which is great to hear. More competition keeps companies from being lazy. So hopefully that just makes Marvel Rivals improve their stuff a little bit more as well. So sounds like they're really interested in the game anyway, the devs. So I think that's probably not going to be a problem, but bring on the competition because it just makes everybody better, right? Anyway, the things that like attracted me to Marvel, maybe versus Overwatch. When I jumped into Overwatch, there was nothing like tying me to the game. I didn't know these people, had no like real interest in these guys, and the characters just wasn't for me. It just felt weird and clunky, and I didn't know anybody. Marvel Rivals like drops with 30 characters or whatever it was, and I know Star Lord, I know Iron Man, I know Hulk, I know all of these people from comics and movies and things like that. So it was a lot easier for me to like instantly connect with somebody. I was super big into X-Men growing up. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I was reading comic books, both DC and Marvel. And so any of those games are just an instant, like, yeah, like this is great. Like, a lot of these characters have been in games before and just haven't been super great. And this one has been super fun because it's mixing all their abilities together, and it's I don't know, it's great. I don't know what else it is about it, but I freaking love it. But again, like the X-Men characters was a huge win for me, and it sounds like there's more coming. And I'm gonna make a video on that in the future as well. But I grew up as a huge fan of Gambit. Again, just from like the 90s. Like I grew up with that, and then they dropped the cartoon. It made me love Gambit anymore. Like I just loved the character. And I know there's going to be a lot of people when Gambit does eventually, hopefully, come to Marvel Rivals, that a lot of people are going to be all over him. Um, and mostly just because of like the Deadpool movie with Wolverine. A lot of people are going to be like, "Oh yeah, he's such a cool character, and I want to play him." And plus, he's like a guaranteed DPS for sure. So yeah, that's going to be a little annoying for me. Not gonna lie, because like I grew up like a legit fan, and I know I'm just never gonna play him because I usually tend to pick last. I don't know. Maybe I may need to spend a week of just being an insta lock shitter and just do it. Anyway, um, that's that's just me. But I tend to play strategist or vanguard. Just because I know there's like a guaranteed like 3, 4, 5 DPS like insta locks every single time. So yeah, I usually pick last. Just try to do whatever I can to help the team win and see what I need. But I did start off in that first week of Marvel playing Psylocke just as like a really awesome X-Men character. She seemed pretty powerful. I didn't know much about the like how you should be using her, things like that. So now I know she's like a flanking character. I was kind of just playing her straight line, whatever, like she's Punisher or something. So now if I ever play her, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. But I had fun with her even playing her wrong. She was super fun, still super powerful. Obviously, that ult or whatever is insanely scary. So I loved it. So that's kind of how I started off. But something about Mantis. And again, like even at the time, like I didn't really know what Vanguard and Duelist and Strategist. I didn't know what my style was going to be. I didn't know. And I was like, well, I want to try something else. And like for some reason, I clicked on Mantis and freaking loved it. It fit my style perfect. As like somebody that I could, excuse me, that I could semi DPS with because she does really good damage. But also I could buff other players and I could still heal other players. I also had the ability to put people to sleep that were thought they were going to dive on me and try to kill me. I can put them to sleep and get that kill myself. Also, if you're helping, much appreciated if you're trying to help your strategist in the back line. But please don't wake up somebody that the strategist or that mantis put to sleep. Please don't do that unless you plan on killing them. If you miss that kill, you instantly wake them up, and then now they're going to go kill mantis. Half the time when mantises or whoever are putting people to sleep or freezing them or whatever, they do that because they're low on health. That's their escape where they can go back and heal. So if you're going to wake them up, you better kill them or you better protect your strategist. One of the two. All right. Anyway, but again, I enjoyed Mantis, tons of that. But people I've found really don't understand cooldowns. They get really upset if you don't heal them. It's like okay, this person is a healer. People like to use that term healer when they're actually strategists, but people like to use that term and and they don't just heal. They are a strategist. Sometimes it's not the best strategy to heal you right away, and I mean that sincerely. If I'm Mantis, I've got 4 leaves I'm working with, and I've got like 2 or 3 of them on cooldown, and I see my Vanguards or a Wolverine or something up there on my team attacking, and they're getting low health, but then Spider-Man comes and dives down in front of me, pinging, I need healing. Guess what? You are the lowest priority for me. Go swing away and get a health pack. I need to I need to protect the people who are in active danger. But then like people will like swing in front of a strategist and sit there, or Iron Man will come down and float right in front of the strategist with no health, and then get shot by a Scarlet Witch on the other side of the map, and then get mad. Or Black Widow. Sorry, I meant to say Black Widow, like a Black Widow or a Hawkeye or something on the other side of our map, or get nutted on by Squirrel Girl. So stop doing that. Stop standing right in front of a strategist. Like they've got a job to do, and DPS are the least priority. All right. If you are a Vanguard or you're the other strategist, that's the priority. is Vanguard, the other strategist, and then DPS. All right, so just go get a health pack, especially if you're a flyer. If you're a freaking Spider-Man or Iron Man, oh my God, like you're never gonna get heals from me, straight up. Unless like my team is just killing everybody and I can do it, or if I'm Invisible Woman, I'll be spamming everybody. But if I'm Adam or if I'm Mantis, I'm not gonna do it. I things are on cooldown, right? So consider your strategist might not be healing you as much because their things are on a cooldown. I would love if it were like a requirement for especially like ranked that like before you play ranked, you have to have like 5 hours of Vanguard, 5 hours of DPS, and 5 hours of strategist across the board. Like then you unlock ranked, whatever level you happen to be. That would make ranks so much better because I'll guarantee there are people like in Celestial that have like 8 minutes on strategist. Like that's it. And they only played Invisible Woman for the memes. Like that is the only reason why they have time on strategist. DPS is a heck of a lot more fun. I'll guarantee it. Uh, as a strategist, I feel like every game like I am working. DPS, like I'm just having a good time. But Vanguard working and a mix of having a good time. Strategist, it's never a good time. It is never fun. It is constant work. It seems like everything I hear from DBS, like, oh, it's easy. You can just set in the back line and do that. No, 90% of the game, we're dealing with people diving on us and nobody else is helping. So there is that. Uh, but again, it's just a strategy thing, right? But I was playing Adam the other day. I want to share this story. I was playing Adam the other day, and some moron jumped in front of me. Uh, I want to say it was Psylocke. I can't remember off the top of my head who it was, but I think it was Psylocke. Came in front of me, like at the other side of a hallway, and I'm aiming down an alley, healing as Adam. And now my stuff's on cooldown because I'm trying to heal the people who are actually attacking and not chilling in the back line with no health. But the Psylocke is standing across from me with little health and pinged like, need healing or whatever. And then she types in chat, Adam, heal me or leave. So once my thing got done, cooling down, I healed her, and then I typed learn about cooldowns or uninstall. I felt like that was a legitimate thing to type or a legitimate complaint that I had back. I'll guarantee that Psylocke player just thought I could spam heal the whole time, and I can't do that as Adam, right? I can't do that as Mantis. They're great healers. They can do great DPS, but this is not Rocket. It's not Invisible Woman where I can just spam heal, heal, heal. I can't do it. There is a cooldown. So people need to learn those things and have a little bit of patience and realize, Psylocke, we were 9.5 feet away from a health pack. You could have dove over there, got it, and came back before my cooldown was done. So just learn those things. All right. Anyway, I did get a Mantis and Invisible Woman on Lord like super quick. Working on others, I just started picking up Loki a little bit, grinding with him. I got like Rocket close-ish. Rocket is a little less exciting. Slowly started working on like Loki and Adam. So trying to get those guys going. Don't have much time with Luna or Cloak and Dagger. Just started playing them a little bit. But anyway, grinding all these. My flex is going to be all of my. I have all of the supports as Lord with nobody else as a Lord. That's going to be my like claim to fame and stuff. But I am actually kind of focused a little bit now on Vanguard as well, though. Groot, I think I probably have 8 or 9 hours in something like that. I started playing Thing a decent amount, and I just started playing Penny a little bit too, who's super fun. So yeah, I'll start getting like a Vanguard and stuff here and there every once in a while. But the only time I ever like DPS is basically if I have like at least two Vanguards and two strategists like insta lock. Otherwise, I'm gonna pick one of them. Um, that's the only time that I will get a DPS. Like I said, I usually pick last, but I don't complain about it. But again, DPS so much more fun than playing the strategist or Vanguard. It's so easy to go like 26-1. Anytime I do it, it's easy. Tons of kills. Again, having a lot more fun playing a video game than I feel like I'm working as playing a strategist. So, but yeah, I typically will go like Namor if I have to, just to honestly like help protect the strategist because I know that they're working. But yeah, I'm a big supporter of anybody who's willing to punish themselves and get screamed at, aka the strategists. But DPS, you just gotta get called out every once in a while for not having a clue what's going on behind you. And even the vanguards, if you feel like you're never getting heals, maybe turn around every once in a while. Like that's something I've like really started focusing on when I do play Vanguard, or if I, once in a blue moon get to do a DPS, is you have to keep an eye on your strategist. Look at the scoreboard, see if they've got multiple deaths. If they have like one kill and four deaths, guess what? They are getting dove on like crazy. They may not be pinging it, or they are pinging it like I tend to do, and it just gets totally ignored. Every once in a while, I'll have like a really good teammate, like I'll get like a Venom or a Thor. It's typically one of those two. And it's like 50-50 shot of like every once in a while they're like very on it, like, taking it personal if somebody's like coming after the strategist. I had a Venom the other night do it where I just typed in the chat like, hey, kind of getting dove on a little bit, struggling healing, and that Venom took it personal. It's like my bad, and fixed it and fixed his problem. So guess what? It's an easy win 9 times out of 10 when the strategists are kept alive. So maybe take a peek at that. Don't focus on like your own precious KD. Focus on the KD of the healers and what they're doing, right? And that would probably be the best way for you to do that. But yeah, looking behind you and realizing that your Luna or your Invisible Woman is most likely getting dove on by like a Psylocke, Magic, Iron Fist, Venom combo, Spider-Man combo. And they're having a god awful time and they can't heal you because they're having to spend their entire game just in survival mode. Um, fixing that problem will save a lot of problems and stress for you. So yeah, don't worry about like your own selfish egos or anything like that. Just learn how to play the team game, and yeah, focus on the whole team and not just your KD and doing what you want to do. And you'll have a better time and have more success. All right. Anyway, do topic two, Apex Legends. So I'm really desperate for Apex to like make some type of turnaround here. They got to make some changes. Probably like the last 6 or 7 seasons or so. There's just literally no casual mode. The sweats are playing quick play type stuff, and the LTMs, they're playing those more than ranked. I can have an easier, more fun time in ranked with less sweats than I can do in just like quick play type stuff. Like it's insane. I maybe in like the last 3 seasons, I play on like average 10 to 15, 20 games max a season. And it's because like I'm getting killed constantly by 4K 20 bombs. Not the last time I played, but the time before that was so maybe 6, 7 weeks ago. I'm playing average maybe once every month, every 4, 5, 6 weeks, by the way, right now. But the second to last time I played, first game on, I got killed by the number 72 Predator. How on earth does that happen for me when I'm playing like 10 games a season for like 3 straight seasons? You think like the skill-based matchmaking would be like, let's put this person in with a bunch of noobs because he's not playing and he doesn't really have a KD above one, so why should we put him in with the number 72 pred? Like that seems like a mistake. But nope, skill-based matchmaking is definitely a joke. I do have the birthday badge from Apex Legends. I started playing on day two of Apex. I have made 743 videos on YouTube about Apex alone. So I've grinded it pretty hard. That's been my main focus since day one of Apex, really up until December. Um, and then probably the couple months leading up to December, I was phasing out. Like I just can't do this anymore. I was starting to play some other older games that I hadn't played for a while, and but now like I'm just like totally burned out. But I would really love to get back into it. I'm in my mid 40s. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I've got 2 kids. I work 50 hours a week. I play video games twice a week for maybe a total of about 7, 8 hours. So I have very limited amount of time, and I'm not grinding 10 hours a day. I mean, maybe I should quit my job and focus on playing Apex 10 hours a day, and maybe I could get some wins here and there. But really, I'm just not as skilled as I was 10, 15 years ago. Right? I'm getting older. I just don't have the patience for some of those things anymore. But it's just annoying for somebody who doesn't play as much, getting constantly killed by 4K 20 bomb people. When I drop in for my first game in 6 weeks, like what is happening? Like I'm insanely rusty. I forget abilities. I don't know the latest 2 seasons of patch notes. What changes I've made? I don't even know. There's all sorts of new stuff. Anytime I drop in, I'm like, what the hell is this? Why can't I do this thing that I used to be able to do? So anyway, Respawn's got to fix their stuff. 100%. It's just not fun. All right, dude. Topic number three is GTA. Now GTA. Let's talk about a company that knows what they're doing. Is Rockstar. I'm not going to glaze them, but at least like invest into their games, which they're doing. They've released probably like I don't know, 100, probably not 100, but a lot of DLCs, all for free on a game that's like 12, 13 years old now. It's 2025 and they just put out a DLC a couple weeks ago. And they obviously have a big focus on uh, GTA 6. They put out Red Dead Redemption 2 in this time frame, and they're still putting out free content. And it's awesome. They give those options for players that don't want to sweat their balls off, that can go into private sessions, sell all they want. They can play with their friends and not have random people flying around in jets and oppressors in their game. It's great. Or you can jump into those lobbies and do whatever the heck you want and have fun and try to get into fighting matches in there. It's great. You're given a million options of things to do. They have tons of game modes. I mean, shout out to them. You do not have to sweat in GTA, and I flip and love it. I wouldn't mind it again 10 years ago or when it first dropped. I didn't mind all those things because it was fine, it was fun. I was a little bit younger, I was playing a little bit more. But yeah, nowadays, like no, man, like I don't I don't want to sweat while I'm playing. But that's not necessarily the point of why I wanted to discuss GTA today. I just wanted to mention again, like just them putting out content, nonstop. And of course, now we're all kind of eagerly awaiting the next GTA 6 trailer, and just kind of crossing our fingers for that Q3, Q4 release. Right? They promised it in 2025. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that September, October, we've got a new GTA 6. And once that does drop, I'm dropping pretty much every other game for probably 2, 3 years. That's going to be my focus. I'm going to be grinding that. It's going to be fun. I remember when GTA 5 dropped, like that was just some of the greatest times in video game history for me. Some of the most fun I've ever had playing games. So GTA 6, when that comes, that's my focus. Uh, it's gonna be. I'm gonna be taking PTO days at the release. Great time with that. And then finally, due topic number four, March Madness. I just want to talk about this real quick. Kind of a different topic of, of games, but honestly, kind of a slight disappointment. I realized yesterday I saw somebody talking about that this is the first time in March Madness history that there's no mid majors in the Sweet 16. It's all Power Four schools, which is obviously very frustrating. And finally got to see like one buzzer beater the other day with Maryland. So, that was a cool buzzer beater. But really, that's been it. It has been a little disappointing and kind of a bummer of a March Madness. Um, so yeah, although my bracket's doing really good, I'm very proud of that. But again, like the NIL and the transfer portal stuff has definitely had an effect on this. I was talking with this like with my son the other day. It was like all the mid majors previously in years past would be able to beat the blue blood type schools like the Dukes or the Kentuckies or whatever with playing all these guys that have been like juniors and seniors. They've been starting and been on the same team for years and years and years. So they're 21, 22-year-old kids playing against 18-year-old freshmen at Duke. So that's been like their best thing that they've had kind of going for them. Now I know a guy that's kind of been local to here. And he's going to be able to like have his fifth year of college because of like the COVID year, but he also played 2 years in JUCO. And they made a rule last year like the JUCO years don't count. So he's going to be like 24 years old next year, and he still has his fifth year of eligibility with the COVID year. So he'll play that now 3 universities because he's going to transfer most likely. He's going to transfer, but he made the tournament the last 2 years. He actually played in March Madness, played in the tournament, and actually won a game this year. But he's leaving a mid-major to go to a Power Four school. So it's bonkers. I mean, I'm excited for him because it's cool. I worked with his uncle, but it's just kind of a disappointment for mid majors. So anyway, that's it for me. Kind of a short one today, but just wanted to kind of get some things out there. Be sure to let me know how things are going. Complain about how long it's been for me, 6 months, and be sure to leave those 5-star reviews on Apple or Spotify for a guarantee that I talk or answer it. All right, later.